Welcome back to Magnificently Black, where we elevate Black excellence. On today's episode, we have the pleasure of having Devonte. We will be talking about how he built a healthy lifestyle, breaking stigmas, as well as how music and movement helps him, keeps him grounded, and just keeps him who he is. So, hey Devonte, hey John, Jen, how you doing? What's up?
Yo, what's going on, y'all? How
Hello.
y'all doing?
Hey. So, as I said, we have Devonte today. So, I know our last episode we had it was a solo episode. So this episode we're just going to highlight on mental health and just how important it is as it is June and we know it's warm
Mhm.
outside, so we want to make sure everybody's like healthy and just is here, mentally and physically and mentally safe. So Devonte,
Yes.
you can give us some background. What's going on with your player?
Um, we here. Praise God. It's a pleasure for the opportunity. Thank
Mm.
y'all for one creating the platform. Sometimes we have to have a vision for what we want, a vision for things, and I believe that's God given, and
Mm.
then execution. So you can have a plan, but if you don't execute, it can't properly come to fruition. So my hat's off to y'all for creating this platform and allowing people that look like us, sound like us, act like us, smell like us, to be able to have a
Yeah.
platform to not only express themselves, but to be able to show the impact that we make with our Black lives and our magnificent Blackness. So it's just tough. It's an honor, and I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Thank
Yeah.
Yeah,
you.
sure.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. As far as what's going on with me, uh, I'm living right now. I think where I'm at right now in relation to the things I've experienced, the life I'm living at 25, I'm very blessed, very fortunate. And um, since being grown and on my own and out of the house, out of college, this is the best I've ever lived as far as quality of life, the things I have
Mm.
access to. My finances are not in a bind or anything of that nature. Like I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
Better, in fact. So I'm here. I'm feeling good. I'm creating. I'm working on a lot of different things, working on a lot of different projects, which I'm sure we'll get into soon.
Hmm.
But I'm in a great place. A great place.
That's
Nice. I
awesome.
like that.
Yeah.
So, Jim, what you talking about? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm like him. I'm just living, I'm working. Everything's good, and also this podcast has helped me, you know, get that creativity out. When you go to your job, you're 9 to 5, you're just on the grind, right? This
Right.
podcast thing is fun for me. I love talking to people. This is definitely a place I love to go after work. So that's me in a nutshell. I'm trying to get back into, some sports activities so I can get myself back healthy that way, trying to, do the self-care thing that we talked about on a couple of our other episodes. So just grinding with that, trying to stay focused and staying, out of that stressful mode.
Nice.
Sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure. So, Devonta, you were saying you're working on some projects and stuff. So,
Mhm.
what are some things that you do on your during your spare time?
I make music. Uh,
Okay.
Oh, nice.
so I rap,
Oh,
and I do poetry. And
okay.
then
Nice.
if I'm not doing that, I'm strolling outside. As far as my current project, what I try to do is each year I gear myself up, and I focus on one aspect of my craft, of the crafts that I have.
Mhm.
Um, I like the way Lauren Hill said that I'm not gifted, but I have gifts. So
Mm.
I believe that God has given me. Can y'all hear me? Am I loud enough? I know I'm kind of low.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you sound
Yeah.
Okay.
good.
Yeah. You sound
All
good.
right.
You sound good.
I know that God gives us gifts. He bestows
Yeah.
us with things.
Hmm.
He gives us presents. So
Yeah.
it's up to us to use those gifts to anoint His kingdom, give back to His kingdom, but also bring light to that blessing. So I do my best to focus. Cause I'll get scatterbrained. I'll be on this. I'll be on that. I try to
Yeah.
tune myself out, and separate those things. So this last year and a half has been really geared towards my music. Um,
Nice.
and it has been a wonderful thing. I've been recording uh, for the better part of about 2.5 years now. Music with my producer.
Okay.
Shout out Heifers Music. I
Okay.
have like over 30 songs recorded. Right now, I'm working on getting my album finished. So, of
Mm.
course, renting the beats because when you get these instrumentals on YouTube, you got to purchase them from the databases.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Getting those purchased and then getting the songs mastered. So all of the music itself, the musicality is pretty much done. Maybe a few bars here. They got to tweak the word of the delivery, but just finish mastering and then finish purchasing all of those instrumentals. So
That's
I can get
beautiful.
waitlisted. So right now I
Yeah.
have an app called Unlisted or no, Unlisted, Untitled, and that's where I have my first project is out right now. Well, not out, but that's where I have it, and I'm working on it, adding to it when I get the mastering. And then I have another project that I'm also working on. So this first one is called Growing Pains, and
Okay.
it's really about just my life up until this point, pretty much the adversities and the trials and triumphs that I experienced and went through to make me the young man that I am today.
Mm.
And it's something that's been, that title or that name has been um, kind of floating in the air since about high school, like 11th, 12th grade. Um, you know, I mean, I feel like I'm about to go on a tangent in the sense of like where it started, the love for words and music and everything. But specifically on the projects. And then I have another project to follow shortly after that. I'm thinking tentatively September. And
Okay.
the
Okay.
next musical project will follow. I'd say maybe like if we've been like a wide range, 2 to 6 months, I would say like 2 to 4 months after this first one. And that one's going to be called Love on the Brain. Brain
Mm.
is my alias, my
That's his
pen name.
name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what we were trying to figure out. Like I was writing up the flyer, I was like, I said, yeah, his name is Brain. I said, I think it has something to do with his alias. Okay.
right. So Brainiac is the original name that was given to me freshman year by some of my older peers. They were seniors at the time. But
Hmm.
they all, made music, were into the rap culture. They rap, they freestyle. So, they gravitated to me, I gravitated to them. And my vernacular, my word choice, they gave me the name Brainiac. And so I shortened it to Brain, and then I made it an acronym, Be Righteous, Aspire to Inspire Nations. So the A is
Mm.
squared if I was to write it out in that way.
Yeah.
I
But,
like that.
brain waves, brainiac bars, brain damage, all of those different things.
Yeah.
But it's fun, and I think it comes out in my music. I don't do a lot of cursing, but it's definitely uh, it's a verbal ensemble. I feel like
Yeah.
it's a lot of
Mhm.
phrases, it's a lot of metaphors, slant rhymes, different things like that. I think I'm really
Hmm.
a student of language,
Hmm.
of the written language, verbal language. So I try to make sure that I not only get my point across, but I do it in a way in which where you have to dissect. It's like
Mhm.
your mama lasagna, whatever your favorite meal is. That motherfucker good. The second time, the third time, you
Yeah.
call
So
me, I'm gonna be there. So I want my music to be indelible. I want people to feel like I could use another
okay.
help into this. So
Hmm.
um,
So
Yeah.
yeah,
this and see, that's one of the things, like listeners, that's one of the things we were talking about previously is like doing hobbies and finding your craft, doing things that give you joy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we have to have our 9 to 5s, but sometimes that 9 to 5 gotta fund what
Yeah.
we like to
yeah.
do.
And
That,
you punch them people clock, so you don't got to punch the air no more, and you can do what
that's
you
That
want
right.
to do. It's
that part.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Okay.
is definitely right. And I feel like, music for me is therapeutic. So
Mhm.
just talking about, mental health and you enjoying the music and making the music, those things are what, makes you happy. And then it
Yes.
also comes out in the music. When you say you're talking about, sometimes you cuss, that might be a day that you're feeling really, frustrated. Those are the days when you use them words, right? And then it's
Gotta
just a,
clip those. Gotta
yeah,
clip those for
it's a
sure.
plethora of things. So, I know exactly what you mean with that because music is everything to me. I love all kinds of music.
So when you said like when you started music, okay, what is your favorite genre? Let's take it there. Let's
Um,
take it there. Give us your top two. Your top two.
it depends on the day. I think
Okay.
I have different
Okay.
sides. I was raised on R&B. Um,
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
like you know. my mom was playing the, the Keisha Cole, the Trina, you know what I'm saying? So I have
Mhm.
the aspect of like I know about Monica in them white dress shoes sitting on the corner, you know what I'm saying? It's just one of those days. It's just one of those days, you know. Um I was but then also, being raised I got my Guyanese flag behind me. Being
Mm.
raised in a Guyanese household from the age of 6. My step pops when he met my mom. Um, it's it's allowed me to be cultural when it comes to reggae and kaiso and calypso.
Mhm.
So if I
Nice.
could say my top two on what I'm always consuming, I definitely say R&B and hip hop or rap.
I
Those two
love
would be
that.
the most I consume. But we can bust wine if we have need to.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
so I'm gonna ask you a question. So, if you just named some songs, if you had, say you were happy, it's on a Friday night, what is your go-to song?
Uh-oh.
Um,
That
my my Friday night go-to
Yeah.
song.
If you had a song that you could pick for like a Friday night, we're gonna say Friday night, a Wednesday to get you through. Those we're gonna do
Um,
two. One.
okay. A
Yeah.
Friday night, like if I'm about to go crazy, we about to go
Yeah.
nuclear. I say highly performing by
Okay.
Honcho, because
Okay.
it's just
Mm.
it's clean to me. Like shit fire, bro. I don't know how else to say it. But it's really just him championing, what all he's done.
Okay.
And it's like he has a verse in there, like one of my favorite parts in the song where he's like, YES, yeah, I go hard, I'm really the best. And then it's like, forgive me, SEX, mayhem, murder, and madness, shoot to the death. But it's just him talking shit. But it's also like I'm the top of my craft. Yes, there's money, murder, and mayhem that comes with what I'm doing.
Mhm.
Yes, there's sex and money that I can apply to these women, but it's also like you already know where I'm at. Like you know where I'm located at if there's any disrespect or anything to get into it. And
Yeah.
then it's braggadocious, but it's also like it feels good because I understand that
Mhm.
another part of the song is like, why they still hating on me? I'm the youngest, but I'm the latest.
Mm.
Generally speaking, and in most cases, I am the youngest in the rooms that I enter that I preoccupy. And not everybody is always suited to my youth. Not everybody is
Okay.
always a fan of the attention that I get just by being me.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
whether it's women or whether it's these niggas, you gonna have people that approach you with adjacent tendencies. So it's taught me to always keep my head on the swivel, to always be myself, be humble, but not sacrifice the integrity of who I am to make somebody else comfortable. So I
Mhm.
would say that song would definitely be my Friday. I like the flow of it, the entire feeling of it is just great to me.
Mhm.
If I would say a Wednesday and I'm trying to, get through it, Kevin Gates, the song would be Somebody.
Mhm.
And it's just talking about, really just pain. Like you ever get tired of going through things, you want to be somebody. It's like you want to boss
Mhm.
up and change your perspective. So that was a song that really helped me in a few of his songs that he's been dropping have been like word for word what I've been living
Yeah.
in the last, I'd say like 2 to 4 months, or like 4 to 6 months. But it's that Be Somebody song. It speaks to me because it's like in the
Mhm.
beginning of the song, since we're on Magnificently Black, in the beginning of the song before he starts rapping, he says, we used to wear that towel around our head when we was field niggas. So basically, we used to wet the towel, wear it around our head to keep us going, so we didn't,
Mhm.
die in the sun. And it's something simple like that. Is just me putting this towel on my head is me going. This is me covering my crown chakra, covering my head, covering my locks, so
Yeah.
I can push forward because I know there's still work to be done. And if I don't work, I don't eat, and no one's coming to save me as a black man, which is something that I knew, but was a lesson that was forced upon me recently. So that's
Hmm.
why
Yeah.
we living better now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I said we always want to make sure, since like he said, uplift our black males.
Yeah.
Mm.
Anything like as it is, like we said, it doesn't matter if it's June, whenever. Mental health is a serious thing. Men,
Right.
men are serious things. Like I actually like me and him met at a gathering, and we actually have gathered a couple of times, like a birthday parties and stuff like that. And every time we talk, it's always education dropped between us. It's
Mm.
She doesn't understand. Like I love her. Like I care about her so
Oh,
much. So
it,
when I see
okay.
her, bro, I'm like, oh my God, it's Court. Like
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
so
It's
she's amazing, bro. Like
because
she's a quintessential sister. Like
Yeah.
she
you
doesn't.
just have
It's not that she's
to,
gonna be. It's not that she's gonna be at every function or she's gonna be everywhere. But when I see her,
yeah,
it's the warmth of seeing one of your favorite cousins. It's genuine
Yeah.
yeah,
love, it's genuine energy, it's genuine smiles, and she's
yeah,
warm to be around. And she's
Yeah.
family oriented, dog. Like she doesn't. She's inclusive. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah.
She don't
Sometimes
play about
Yeah.
her
drink your
baby, which
water.
I also
You gotta
respect. She does
you
not
gotta
play about
drink
her
your
baby.
water.
I love that
Water,
for her.
drink out the way. Drink your
Right.
water and stay out of
Mm.
the
Right.
way.
And
But
Yeah.
she supported me in my endeavors prior to this. So
yeah,
this is like me
yeah,
kind of paying it forward. But she's tough, man.
yeah.
I love my sister.
That's why I say
Yeah.
when everyone needs help, that's when I'm like, as a culture, sticking together is one thing that I'm like, we have to do, because
Hmm.
if we don't stick together, who else gonna stick for us? And I
Right.
Yeah.
feel
Right.
and I feel
For
like other
sure.
cultures stick together and they grow. But it's just
Hmm.
like with us, I feel like sometimes we're not always there for one another. So
Yeah.
I always want to be like, let me spread a little love, joy, But
Yeah.
um,
I mean, because if you
so
don't have that support from another, like you're giving to him, you're not going to get that many
yeah,
places, right? So when you see it, it just
yeah,
warms your heart and you have to talk to that person. But she's the
yeah,
same way with me. She always keeps me, grounded and is like, come on, let's do this thing. Some days I
Yeah.
come home from work and I'm just beat down. And she's like,
yeah.
no, no, we got to do this thing. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I end up
That's what I
having the
said.
best time.
Just because I feel
I
like,
end up
and
having the
then we
best
end up
time.
talking. Because I even be like, tell me how your day was. Like we
Yeah.
have to,
That
because I
Yeah.
unpacking.
know,
That
yeah,
unpacking is
Hmm.
good. We
because
It
I
have
know
is.
a lot of times we cannot talk to one another, or if we can, it's just like, oh, I'm worried somebody's going to judge me. I'm like, I'm gonna tell you this now. Who am I to judge? I don't have.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't have the space nor the. I'm gonna just tell you like it is, and we're gonna love on one
Hmm.
another, and that's it. Like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
all. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
So
Okay.
have
Well,
you
good.
always known that you have wanted to do music, create music as a little one?
um I know I wanted to write. I knew I had an appreciation for words, writing, expression. Coming up, my mom used to read me Dr. Seuss books
Uh-huh.
all the time. Like I had all of them, like on a bookshelf. Reading was very important
Yeah.
in my household coming up. So
Mhm.
I like to rhyme. I like to do all of these different things. I found a fascination in it. My appreciation for music, honestly, coming up in the household, like my brother probably exposed me to like rap, and I was like, this shit is
Mhm.
tough. The song that
Yeah.
really stuck out to me, he was a big Pac fan, still is.
Oh,
Oh
But the
yeah.
song, I used to, yeah, he's an '80s baby, he in '89.
I
Um,
love pop.
so Pac was the truth, right? Hey,
yeah.
Yeah.
Machiavelli, um,
Yeah.
7 day theory, you know.
Yeah.
Um, but the song that really stuck out to me that I can remember, bro, play it again, play it again, play it again, was Fireman by Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, so good.
Yeah.
So I used
Yeah.
to be a little boy, and me and my brother are 10 years apart. And then if y'all date to when that song dropped, was that Carter
Yeah.
2 maybe? Like that was
Mhm.
my joint as a kid, bro. This was fire. So you had the little stereo, we had like the two small, like square, like box subwoofers to the side, and you used to have the big dial in the middle. And then it had
Yeah.
the tape deck up at the top where you could put the tape deck, and you had the CD player on the top tray. You know what I'm talking about, man. I
Yeah,
had
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that
Yeah.
joint there. Where I
Uh,
think it's the like the CD-ROM. You remember you used to print that on everything in the front?
Mhm.
Yeah, one of those. So it used to sit at the back, like dresser, the tall dresser, in his room, and it would be angled towards the hallway. So I would just have him play
mhm.
that for me and spin that CD over and over again. That made me really like rap. That was probably like my first
Yeah.
jam.
Yeah.
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 But
Yeah.
you know, my folks didn't really want me watching BET and things like that. So I would go to
What?
my, not really, not for
That was
real.
an after school thing. You had to do that.
Facts, but y'all gotta think, I'm only 25. We talking
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
ages ago. But it was
Yeah.
really my mom's husband at the time. He just wasn't really rocking with it. So for me, where I got, I guess, back into music because my brother was out the house by that time. Was going to my aunt's house during the summer. So I spent my summers over
Oh,
there. And Auntie was hood, but that was some good black loving over there. You know what I'm saying? That was some
Yeah.
Yeah.
authentic black experience.
Yeah.
And I loved it over there, and that's when I would, hear different songs. VH1 Soul will be playing,
Hmm.
she's has that island descent in her and that culture in her. So I'm listening to reggae, I'm listening to all of these different things. So that was
Oh
probably where I got
man.
reintroduced. And we would always freestyle like as a family. We'd be in car rides, me, my
What?
cousins, auntie, and we freestyle like in the
Now
whip. And
that's
so that's when the real like nigga, I'm fired. Like I love
Yeah.
this.
That's a
That's
family
that
affair right there.
right. That's where I can say it really
definitely.
started. Cause back home, like, you know, Mom Duke's playing the Keisha Cole. I should have
Boy.
cheated. You know what I'm saying? Mom Duke's playing the Trina because she was going through, she's coming up, still raising, her two boys, going through
Hmm.
heartbreak and different things like that. So that exposed me to, melodies and singing and real
Mm.
songwriting, real penmanship when it comes to
Yeah.
lyrics. So it
Yeah.
was like I was getting what's on, on the 106 in Park at Auntie House. I'm getting the R&B
Yes.
at Mom Duke's
Yeah.
crib. I'm getting the throwbacks, you know what I'm saying? Mia Vaughn. I'm getting
Definitely.
Mary J. Blige. My mama had both of the Confessions, part one and part two, the double disc in the man. Mom Dukes had like the encyclopedia CD case that was in the black with the leather,
Oh
the
yeah.
case logic, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Son, reach
Yeah.
in, reach in, reach in the back and get me that CD case. And I'm, yes, ma'am, mama.
Yeah.
Which one
Yeah.
you want, mama? Which one we need? So,
I remember that.
riding in her Dodge Stratus. Before that, when she had the Ruby Red Grand Prix, if you know about those.
Oh man.
So,
Yeah.
so music has been a big part of me, and that's not even me getting into when I got exposed to reggae music and stuff like that with my step pops and him culturing me
Mm.
on that, and he's a musician himself. So,
So it's in your blood.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I couldn't help
So
it. I mean,
so do you
I couldn't
play an
help it.
instrument?
Me, I need to get back into playing guitar. I can still play a little
Okay.
bit,
Okay.
but I need to link up with Rob, my frat brother. Shout
Oh
out Rob.
yeah.
You feel me? Shameless
Mm.
plug. I need to tap back in with bro so he can refine me. I started playing guitar in the ninth grade.
Okay.
But you know what I'm saying? It was a palm colored individual teaching me in high school, but he was a genius. He just didn't love it.
Mm.
So when he was teaching it
Yeah.
to us, it was very hands off. And me, it's like the way I looked at like trying to read music then, is how I looked at math class. Like, run it again, like show me again. Like you gotta be
Hmm.
tactile with me. Now I'm older, I think cognitively, emotionally, like I'm drawn to it because I understand the power of it and I know it can help enrich the music that I'm making currently. So I definitely want to
Yeah.
get back into playing guitar. Um, I want to learn piano as well.
Oh
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
because my
Yeah.
pops, he played piano, he plays piano. And that's just something I would like to get back into doing. Yes.
Nice. So
Nice.
for our listeners, do you have anything out there? Do you use your Insta for, sampling of your music, or do you have any of that out there, or is it just, caught up in trying to get your album finished?
So right now, I wouldn't say I'm a perfectionist, but I try to be absolute with my emotions.
Hmm.
I've got like different freestyles and stuff like that. One of the songs that will be on the album, if you scroll down, I love this. This is amazing. Shout out to this platform. Where is it? Because it should still be up there. Let's see. Right there, the one with me and the beanie. So
Hmm.
that's actually the first song that I recorded with Half, and you see it's 2023, May 25. So May
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
25th, 2023. That's my Jumbotron 5,000 freestyle. That wasn't the first
Okay.
song I recorded, but it's the first song I recorded with my current producer. So
Right.
the song was like on the way to Shorty baseball. No, I'm gonna slide. Coming into her home base. That's on my mind. It's really 2 a.m. in the morning. It's about that time. Let it rip like a Beyblade. Watch her unwind, tight to bleed for what I believe might commit a crime. Fuck 2 cents. When I vent, I be dropping dimes, real rap potent. When I spit 2 times 5 in the whip, bass kick, the only time I feel alive. I could go further, but I digress.
Yeah.
So so
Yeah, I'm definitely
listeners,
gonna go check this out when we get off here for
de-
sure. I mean, I want to
definitely
hear
go
that.
check him out on this is his Instagram. So follow him. These are some he has some freestyles up here
Yes,
and all of
for sure.
that,
It's your boy Brent.
As you
So yeah,
see,
I've
he
been
said he's been doing it for a long time.
forever
So
ago.
check him out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Appreciate
Nice.
it. Thank you. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Freestyling since the ninth grade, and I never really stopped. By the time I was in a senior, I was pretty much the best like lyricist, rapper, freestyler on campus. Like lunch didn't start till they came to my table. Whether that was
Yeah.
for the
Nice.
roasts or whether that was for the jokes, or we rapping today, whatever. So I think I put in my
Yeah.
10,000 hours when it came to that. So I had to learn.
Nice.
Am I answering these questions? I feel like I'm just going
Hey,
off.
No,
I
no,
don't know.
yeah,
you
Tell
are.
me.
That was
you
that's
Okay.
good.
exactly
Look,
what
we
I
just
was looking for. And she threw it up
Okay,
there, so
cool.
it pretty much
yeah,
answered
we
it.
All
we
right,
we
cool, cool,
vibing,
cool.
we vibing. So
Say
I have a
less.
Yeah.
question. So
Talk
I
to
have a
me.
question. So like you rap. So do you have any shows or anything that's coming up or anything where you perform? So like our listeners can come
So,
like support or anything.
so right now, actually tomorrow, I'll be meeting with one of my coworkers. He has a space, like an event space, and it's on farmland, but they have multiple venues on this
Oh,
property. They have
nice.
like an outside venue with like the stones, and they got seating and a stage. They have areas where you can record podcasts, and I've yet to see it, but he showed me pictures. If anything, shoot, I could probably talk to him and see if we could get the two of them on the podcast. I feel like that would be another, black
Yeah,
face
Yeah.
that could get on here, and I feel like
for
that'd be a
sure.
dope connection. But I go to meet with him tomorrow so I can see the space, and he said, that's why you rocking with me. He's like, I got you, like you covered.
Yeah.
So that's something I'll be working on soon. Of course, getting a listening party together. For,
Nice.
for me, I love Atlanta. I love Atlanta. This is where black people are made. The factories on flat shoals. You know what I'm saying? I've
Yeah.
seen it
Mm,
with my own eyes. It's a joke, but yeah. It's amazing though. Like this is Wakanda. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. I love it
yeah.
here, but
Yeah.
it's a dog eat dog world when it comes to the creative space.
Hmm.
I'm from Florida originally. Went to school in Tampa, University of South Florida, diploma over there. But
Mhm.
well, not diploma, but cap and gown. I'm a stole over there. But
Yeah.
in Tampa, well, before Tampa, born and raised in Ocala, Florida, Marion County, North Central Florida. Uh, Me coming up in high school, we had like an hour for lunch. Our principal got like honored by the president for coming up with this at the time. Power hour. So we used to have an hour for lunch, clubs. The whole school will get let out, so you can go see your teachers, do extra credit, do homework, chop it with your friends, go get lunch, do your
Nice.
clubs and everything. So we had an hour in the day for that.
Mm.
Some people have to come after school and different things like that, but we had an hour to do so. So during
Mm.
that, there was the literary club when I came into high school, Westport High School, class of 2018. And, I had been writing poetry since 2012. That started middle school, 14 middle school. Shout out Miss Wolfle. Um, and it was a prompt of me saying, write a story, and each first word in the sentence has to start with the letter A, B, C, and so on and so forth. So it was like
Mm.
an apple you say, does it rhyme? Okay. Bluebirds chirp as they work to build the nest. Did you hear? I'm the best. Like that's how that went. That's what I
Oh,
Mm.
did for
nice.
that one. That was the
Okay.
first like before I remembered it. But ninth grade, we get into literary club, and I started coming and reading my poetry. And once again, being the younger one, being a freshman, they took a liking to me, and so I stayed with it. And by the time I was a senior, my senior year, I was the president of the literary club. So I was
Hmm.
helping all the young me's, the young laureates that were coming in, bright-eyed
Yeah.
and bushy-tailed. I don't know what to name my project, or there's this thing, there's this guy I like, or for the homies, like, yeah, bro, shit. Like I was that mentor to them that they were for me when it was my
Yeah.
time. So
Yeah.
helping them name their projects. Devonte, what do you think about this? Da, 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 da. And so, that helped foster not only my love for public speaking, but just my love for the written arts and for other people's form of expression, and making sure I could curate a spot for them to express themselves, similar to how y'all have done on this wonderful podcast.
Yeah.
I like
So
that.
Yeah. Now, is there a in Atlanta there? Because I've been to visit Courtney one
mhm,
time, but I haven't really spent a
She needs to
whole
come
lot of
back.
time in Atlanta. But is there a poetry space like you can do,
I would say
open
they're
mic
out
or
there.
something?
I would say they're out there. I'm not going to tell you that there's not opportunities out there for people to do
Mhm.
open mics, but I know the one
Mm.
experience that I had. Yeah, nah, because it was an open mic, but it was also like a comedy type vibe. So I kind of stumbled upon
Mm.
it, went in, and I'm like, oh, can I sign up? It had already started or whatever. And they're like, oh no, you should have been here to sign up. Da, 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 boom, boom, boom. you gonna have to wait. And it was like, okay, so then
No.
I'm here, I'm vibing, I'm watching. I think Vanessa Fraction was hosting the event, like she was the MC. Different
Hmm.
comics are coming up. I love comedy too. That's another one of my
Mhm.
things. I want to be a
Yeah.
comic as a kid, but black parents ain't playing that class clown shit at all,
Yeah.
Nah,
bro.
no. Mm-mm.
No.
That's a dub. So that's also on the list of things I want to get into within the coming years as well. Start the comedy. I like to cut up. I
Fire,
Neo's porn, 100%.
Yeah.
Um,
fire.
so when I got there, they was just really like, nah, nigga, you know what I'm saying? You should have been here, da 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 da, boom, 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 boom. I got to see Rodney Perry perform. He came in and performed. And y'all know who that is, another, seasoned comedian. But for me, it was
Hmm.
just like, yeah, Bucko, fuck this, because I had my own shit in
Yeah.
college. I was in the Poets,
Yeah.
which was a student-led organization. I was the MC and the ambassador for the poetry team, where we would get sent out to other people's organizations. Like I
Yeah.
spoke at the Region 3 conference for NSBE, the National Society for Black Engineers, when I was in college.
Oh,
I
nice.
did I did our Blackout Week, which was our annual week to recognize us as a
Hmm.
Yeah.
people on the campus of the
Yeah.
University of South Florida in Tampa, and just show how far we've came at this PWI, but we're creating these black spaces and black excellence. I spoke there. So for me, it's like I've been at the helm and the champion of every week we got a show and you got to bring these people on and keep these people engaged. Um, so when I came here, I'm like, y'all not trying to foster the growth of everybody around, and you shouldn't be
Yeah.
gatekeeping it.
Yeah,
Niggas,
for
niggas
sure.
is trying to make money. They was trying to make
Mhm.
money. They trying to get on. They trying to be famous. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm fired. It's undeniable. I believe in me. But if I don't get critical acclaim, I feel fine knowing that the homies and my family and my close people appreciate what I'm trying to say. Like
Mhm.
this is therapy for me. This is healing for me.
Yeah.
And it don't come from me. Like my great grandmother, yes, so my granddad's mother, who I never met, is the only notable or known poet in the family. Like, we grew up in church, so you can pin a little Easter Sunday something. I'm talking about
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
legit poet, my great grandma. And I don't even have any memories of meeting her. She had a book that she had of her poems in it. So it
Yeah.
skipped everybody and came to me. So I champion her. That's my torch that I carry.
Yeah.
Oh,
But Atlanta, just
fire.
that one experience let me know, nigga, I'll just create my own shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and it's a spoiler too because it's something
Mhm.
that you should give everybody the opportunity, right? That's it's supposed to be a
100%.
fun thing, yeah, and to shoot it down. Oh, you should have been on the list. Is not to me that doesn't give a good vibe, welcoming
It's
vibe for
bogus,
someone
but
who's
it's okay.
there.
It's
Yeah,
all right though. God is
Definitely.
still in control, and it's
It
good.
is okay.
It's
But
yeah.
good.
oh, wait. So I have a question. Will you be at Conclave? Are you going to?
I'm trying to slide. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
trying to be
Okay.
there.
It's time to
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
slide.
Okay. Because when
yeah.
you
I'm trying
said
to go
Tampa, I
because
was like, wait, hold
that's
on.
back home. That's back home. I'm
I,
actually off for those days, so I'll be there regardless. I'm just gonna
okay.
Yeah.
call out on the back end so I can get that extended clip because I'm off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm gonna leave Tuesday. We're gonna self-certify for them 3 days. If I put it in and they don't have it, I'm gonna be in there like swimwear out there like mouth gear. That's back home. So
Okay. I just
I'm
want to make
coming to
sure
get
because
ignorant.
you already know we got a conference that weekend and we'll be there for the whole week. So for
Oh,
Zaysa, so we'll be there too.
I'll tell you what,
Yeah.
be there.
time to link up again.
Yes.
Do or die, Zeta's eye. I'm gonna be in the building. Don't
You see my Z on the you
come.
already
I peak game. I peak game. You know what I'm saying?
Now I feel left out. Now y'all leaving me out.
Don't say that because we could, you know what I'm saying?
Uh,
Come get right with the game, with
hmm
the squad.
he
Come
said,
Yeah.
get,
"Go get
come
right."
get, hey, come listen. I would love another sister.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
come on,
hmm
come. It's
It
nice
is.
over here.
It is.
Hey,
Blue and white.
okay.
it's
Yeah. Well,
Mufasa. You feel me?
have,
Everything the light touches is our kingdom. 100%.
that sure
Over
Wow.
is.
here for us, by us.
Yeah, because you
Yes.
see, I don't have anything behind me that's blue and
I'm
white.
like,
Man, we gonna
look,
get you right.
every time I record, I'm like, that Z
She
strong.
throws something
I
in
hear
there. Something's in there.
she's lightly expressing interest,
Uh-huh.
man. So
Strong. It has
you
to be.
know, come
Hey, I've been
on.
trying. We're
Uh,
gonna try. We're gonna try.
It's okay.
So with that, listeners, I just want to thank Devonte for coming today on today's
yes, yes.
episode where we talked about men's mental health, how music helps ground him and just be who he is and let him know that he's the shit, you know. But anyway,
Yeah.
Turned up. Number two,
also
equal matter.
it just is a free way to let your mind go if you're having a good day, a bad day. Also, we want to challenge our listeners. Find a song on like for your Wednesday to get you through the
Mm,
week. Find a
yeah.
song for your Friday to turn up, so we can have those times when we're having like good days and bad days. But also create a playlist. Pandora is always one of our favorites. Um, I'll use Spotify sometime, but Pandora. So, Devonta, you want to leave our listeners with any last few words before we close out? And then,
Definitely. In order for someone to write, it must be written. And that's me quoting my English professor when I was in college. But in order for someone to write, it must be written, meaning that in order for you to carry out the act of writing or the act of expression, we could say music, we could say writing, speaking, it has to already be written. It has to be written here in the heart or in the soul or in the mind. It has to exist. And sometimes it's like
Mm-hmm.
we're catching ideas from the ether and pulling them down and transposing them and putting them on paper. Um, Everybody has a story to tell.
Yeah.
Everybody has an emotion to share. Everybody has something that someone can relate to. Um, so you got to look at art as air. Art imitates reality.
Mm-hmm.
We are actively shaping, you know, our reality around us. And it's not only what you take in, but it's also what you put out.
Yeah.
Um, I'll say one more thing though. Something I came across recently. I can't remember who it was. I want to say it was a rapper of some sort, but the goal in life is to leave here empty. And that's what I'm working on, leaving here empty. I don't want to, transition and I got a verse I didn't write, or I have a poem that I didn't let out, or a joke I didn't tell, or a hug I didn't give. Whatever you got here, whatever expression or whatever gifts you have to give those gifts back to the world, or you're doing a disservice not only to yourself but to God. So
Mm-hmm.
leave empty, pour out your soul, pour out your energy, pour out your perspective, share it with the world. So
Yes.
that way, when it's your time to transition, when it's your time to go to that next level, that next chapter, and wherever our soul goes when we leave this little vessel here on this earth, you don't want to be weighted down by your experiences or what you could have shared because you didn't share. Um,
Mm-hmm.
be bold, be brave, be great, and be safe. Stay dangerous. You feel me? If you stay ready, you don't got to get ready.
Yeah.
100%. And I appreciate
yeah.
y'all for
Love
sure.
that. Love
Thank
that.
you. So with that, listeners, this will be dropping on Friday. Please like, comment, and subscribe. You can find us on Instagram. We got Instagram, Apple, Spotify, everywhere. And also check out Devontae's music. We'll make sure we put that in
Yes.
the link and his Instagram. So y'all can find him online.
Yeah.
So he'll probably be back. But thank you. Thank you, bro.
Thank you so
Thank
Thank
much.
you.
you.
Thanks
Appreciate
for
y'all for
coming.
having me. Big
Thank
heart
you.
hands, you know the vibes.
Yes.
Love y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Bye bye.
Bye.